Cup by a score of 16-9, with Gavin Prout being named the league's MVP.
Hi, I'm Alyssa with the Wild Bunch, and you're watching Mammoth Lacrosse on Altitude.
Softball Country Racing and Event Center is your entertainment headquarters. Softball Country Racing and Event Center is open 7 days a week with all major dog and horse tracks. Enjoy your off-track betting with our full-service bar and tasty food concessions. And for additional off-track wagering, check out Celtic Irish Pub and Delaney's Cigar Bar. Softball Country Racing and Event Center is located just east of Rocky's Autos on 64th between Federal and Pecos in the Big White Building.
It gives you a tremendous sense of pride to own your own business.
We sell ourselves, we sell our name, we sell our image. We want that image to stick.
I'm always introducing myself. I'm always handing out cards.
Vistaprint allows business owners to more effectively and affordably promote their business.
The fact that we use Vistaprint to put our name out in the community in everything that we do just goes to show the level of confidence that we have in Vistaprint.
The easy-to-use tools and templates at Vistaprint.com make it simple to look professional and coordinate your marketing across everything from business cards to websites to postcards and more. See how easy today. Enter promo code TV250 and get 250 cards for just $10.
250 cards, you can leave a lot of impressions with that.
I have about 20 to 50 business cards on me at any time.
Enter promo code TV250 today and we'll cover the shipping for free.
I'm not sure there is much.
Welcome back to the 2014 Colorado Mammoth season preview show. Andy Lindahl and Josh Gross with you. Well, opening night never seems to come soon enough, but fans, lucky for you, it's right around the corner. Todd Romero takes a look at the 2014 Colorado Mammoth home schedule.
The Colorado
Todd, well, so many great games starting with opening night and then, of course, well, Star Wars night, January 4th. We picked our key games, and Andy and I don't usually agree, but at least we agree in this point on the opponent. At Calgary, Friday, January 10th, Colorado plays in Calgary the next night in Edmonton, both games in Alberta. It's always a tough stretch, and for Colorado, those games against Calgary and Scotiabank Saddledome seem to always be one-goal affair sometime in overtime. Boba Fett, you're up.
Yeah, well, we agree on Calgary, but I think the home game against Calgary is extremely important this year because this Colorado, look, last year when we started seeing things go downhill, it was because of a bad loss, unfortunately, to Calgary at home. It's been that way the last couple of years. You can't have another one of those this year.
Well, for Boba Fett, sometimes known as Andy Lindahl. I'm Josh Gross saying so long here from Altitude Sports. We look forward to covering the Colorado Mammoth all 18 games right here on your home for Mammoth Lacrosse. We'll see you when the season starts on Saturday, December 28th.
You're watching Altitude Sports, your home for the Colorado Avalanche.
A happy new year from the house in La Crosse, Colorado, off a disappointing loss a week ago. The Vancouver Stealth making its season opener here tonight. It's Mammoth and Stealth here on Altitude. As the calendar turns to January, it's Star Wars night at Pepsi Center as the visiting Vancouver Stealth come to Denver to take on your Colorado Mammoth. Hello, everybody. Josh Gross and Andy Lindahl with you. We're in spirit for the game. In spirit a week ago, in the holiday spirit, Adam Jones, 3 goals in the first half. He had 4 overall in a losing effort for the Mammoth.
You know, I think we both broadcast better through lightsabers, Josh. But that being said, Adam Jones really showed what he can do in this offense and why he was Rookie of the Year a couple years ago. Very exciting game out of him. Now the rest of the offense has to kind of rise up around him.
Bob Snyder, the Mammoth's face-off man, acquired in a trade in August from this Stealth squad. Ilya Gaich goes to Vancouver. He had no goals on 26 shots. Bob Snyder should be able to dominate at the face-off circle.
Well, that's what the Mammoths certainly are hoping for. You saw good things out of Bob last week, getting some face-off wins that did allow them to possibly get the run that never quite got going. But you saw exactly what he brings to this squad last week, and that's momentum.
The Mammoth outscored 9-3 in quarters number 2 and 3. The defense really hung Ty Belanger out to dry. The 3rd overall pick, Dylan Ward, he got in the game and played very well.
Yeah, Ward looked very good, but Belanger didn't look all that bad. He did face some tough opportunities, let a couple pass that he probably would like to have back, but both goalies overall I thought looked pretty good for the start of the season.
John Grant Jr. for the Mammoth, 43 goals a season ago. That was 2nd most in the NLL. 2, Reese Dutch of the Vancouver Stealth. He and Lewis Ratcliffe, a very formidable 1-2 punch.
I know it's Star Wars night, but they've been the dynamic duo for Vancouver for quite a while. Reese Dutch is a guy that you've got to get some good defense on. He's been a Mammoth killer in the past.
45 goals, a .213 shooting percentage. It is Star Wars night at Pepsi Center. The masks are on, the Star Wars lightsabers are ready. We'll be ready with you with more Mammoth Lacrosse in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Kimberly with the Wild Bunch, and it's time to amp it up.
Why do I
takes on the Buffalo Bandits Saturday, January 18th at 7 p.m. on Health One Field at Pepsi Center. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Improve your lifestyle with the new mattress from
Wild Bunch, and you're watching Mammoth Lacrosse on Altitude.
Tonight's Colorado Mammoth telecast on Altitude is being brought to you by Pete Kia. It's a great idea, Littleton, Colorado. By American Furniture Warehouse, Colorado owned and operated for over 37 years, and 11 locations to serve you. By Ford Fusion, quality you want and power you deserve. Ford Fusion, go further. By Trailer Source, visit us today in Wheat Ridge or Erie and online at trailersourceinc.com. And by the all-wheel drive Toyota RAV4 in your neighborhood Toyota stores. RAV4 is the perfect SUV combination where style meets adventure.
Welcome back to Pepsi Center Star Wars night as Vancouver, the Stealth, coming into town to take on your Colorado Mammoth. Inside the locker room with the head coach, Bob Hamley. And Bob, a disappointing loss in the season opener. What did you see from film study?
Well, really disappointing. We let down on our principles. A lot of mental mistakes throughout the game, and we went 22 minutes without scoring a goal. Put too much pressure on our goaltending and defense to stem the tide. So we got to be better this week at our principles that we worked so hard in training camp at.
You talked about the goaltenders. Dylan Ward came in, played well, 10 saves on 12 shots that he faced. Is Ty Belanger still the starter, and what confidence do you have to get back in him?
Yeah, we're going to go right back with Ty. He's our starter. He's the guy we're counting on. And commend Dylan for coming in and stemming the tide and giving us a chance to win. We had a good look late, but Ty is our starter, and we'll be looking for big things from him Saturday.
Now, Adam Jones, he was the star on the offensive end. He had 4 goals, including 3 in the first half. His game really seemed to take off when other guys didn't play as well. What was so special about Adam last Saturday?
Well, he had great energy. He really moved his feet well. I thought he's been running as well as he has all training camp, and even better than last year. I think his health and his fitness has really improved, and you could see that Saturday night with his footwork.
Tell me, Vancouver has won 10 of the last 11 in this series. Why?
Yeah, I wish I could put my finger on it. It seems to be in the past a matchup situation, and we're going to be ready for Saturday. Obviously, we got to rebound. We got to take our building back over here, and we'll be ready for Vancouver.
The trade between the Stealth and the Mammoth back in August, Ilya Gaich to Vancouver, Bob Snyder here. Seems like Colorado won that trade without question. Tell me about it in your mind.
Well, we love Ilya, great kid, but we just had to address the face-off circle, and Bobby Snyder was available, and we had to jump at the chance to get a guy like Bobby, and hopefully he can really put it to his teammates, his ex-teammates Saturday night.
Well, Coach, may the force be with you and your squad. It's Star Wars night. The opening face-off is right around the corner on Altitude Sports.
Hi, I'm Kelsey with the Wild Bunch, and the face-off is coming up next.
AutoNation's year-end sales event. Your last chance to get 2013 pricing. Save your money for the holidays. Just sign and drive any new Honda, CR-V, Civics, and Accords. There are over 500 vehicles.
We're back at Pepsi Center. It is Star Wars night from the loudest house In lacrosse, the Vancouver Stealth taking on the Colorado Mammoth. Some chills, at least on my end, Andy, as the Stormtroopers, Sand People, Darth Vader clear the field. It's time for lacrosse. Colorado losing on opening night a week ago. Bob Hamley manning the bench for the Mammoth, saying, guys, got to calm down a little bit, stick to our principles. On the other side, Chris Hall is the head man for Vancouver, 6th season behind the bench. He's got an NLL title and a few championship game appearances under his belt. The goaltenders, Ty Belanger is the man between the pipes. Certainly not his best effort a week ago. Pulled in favor of Dylan Ward, the number 3 overall draft pick. Belanger hung out to dry sometimes tonight, looking for a better defensive effort in front of him and more saves from the starting netminder. On the other side of the action, Tyler Richards, getting words from Matt Royk, the Mammoth netminder for part of the season a year ago. Belanger was 4th in goals against average last year. Richards was number 5. Chewy's in the house. Josh Gross, Andy Lindahl, and Harper Babbitt in the house to bring you all the coverage throughout tonight's contest. The series history, it's been heavily in favor of the Stealth recently. Colorado got a win in 2012. It's its only win in the last 12 matchups between the two teams. Bob Snyder will take the draws for the Mammoth. Tyler Garrison, the second-year man for Vancouver. Tonight's face-off is brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit thinkfordnow.com. Little wraparound pass from Justin Salt, and Vancouver, Blacks head to toe, controls the opening possession. A touch by Ilya Gaich, traded in August from Colorado to Vancouver in exchange for Bob Snyder.
Maybe a couple extra butterflies for not only Ilya Gaich, but Bob Snyder as he faces his old team. You heard Coach say in the pregame he's hoping that Bob has a good night against his old teammates tonight.
Shot coming right off the bat from Bremner. It hits off the post, and a fresh shot clock for Vancouver. Alex Gaich wears number 9. He and Ilya brothers both played for the Mammoth in the past. Ratcliffe gets his own rebound with Jackson Deckers draped all over him. Ratcliffe is wide again, and a nice loose ball from Cam Holding to flip ahead to Joey Capito. The Mammoth in Stormtrooper white helmets and their traditional home jerseys and shorts. Spinning is Jones, 4-2 a week ago. Tall pass, Drew Westervelt, nothing gets over his head. 8 to shoot. Grant on the opening possession for Colorado. Feet to the cutter. McBride got to hurry to shoot. Feet across. Shot a goal! Beating the shot clock. Drew Westervelt from Jordan McBride. It's 1-0 Mammoth.
Nice opening possession for Colorado, and one of the positive things that happened there after a lot of bunching up in the middle of the possession. Good job by McBride keeping his eyes up. We talked about that last game. Never just staring at the goal, looking for his teammates. And Westervelt with a nice second goal of his Mammoth career. Only got one the other night. You wish he'd had a bigger total than that. But he's off to a good start here.
Westervelt with a nice catch to maintain the possession, and McBride finding him to beat the shot clock.
You know, though, the Mammoth tonight, they don't want to bunch up so much in the middle. Create that space that they started with in the first quarter of their opener there and work the ball around. A little more passing, but so far so good on the first possession, and now referees have something they're not comfortable with.
Let's get down to the Mammoth bench. Our first check-in with Harper Babbitt.
Thank you so much, Josh. So checking in right away, we're going to get right into our scratches of the night. Starting out with our Vancouver Stealth, we have 2 guys that are scratched tonight. We have number 22 forward Brett Hickey, as well as number 39 forward Sean Lundstrom. From our team, we have number 10 defense Colton Clark and number 11 defense John Gallant. Now, John Gallant, we really missed last week around the team, even his leadership. We're missing him again this second week. Hopefully the guys can pull together without him. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Harper. A turnover in the neutral zone, and Colorado gets it right back. Credit McBride and Grant with the assists on the Westervelt goal.
Well, and Harper talking about John Gallant missing. At times it looked like the Mammoth needed a little bit of a pick-me-up, a boost energy-wise last week. Gallant, one of the guys that gives them that on the bench, so they certainly are going to miss him not being in this second straight game.
Shot to score! Westervelt's 2 for 2. It's 2-0 Mammoth.
And again, that's another goal that happens because they're going top basically cross the offensive zone. You don't always want to pass across the offensive zone like this, but Jamie Lincoln makes it work. Nice lane to find his teammate Westervelt with the goalie moving, takes advantage of it, pops it in the net. Two nice ones for Drew Westervelt.
Westervelt was being covered by Mike Grimes, a second-team All-Pro defender in 2013. Some shoving behind the plate. Dan Ball and Chris O'Doherty as Tyler Richards adjust the pads. Assist to Jamie Lincoln, and the second for John Grant Jr.
But on that possession, better spreading, better positioning for everybody. Again, no bunch up in the middle like the previous possession.
And procedure by Bob Snyder will be Vancouver ball. We'd like to welcome all those folks tuning into tonight's telecast on TSN2 up in Canada, ESPN3, and on ASN. We're global now. The Mammoth Global with a 2-goal lead. Dutch's shot scores. The NLL's leading goal scorer from a season ago stops the bleeding. It's 2-1.
Well, we talked about Ty Belanger last week, and as you had said, I think there were a lot of feelings that he did get hung out to dry a bit. They gave guys too much space and time to find their spot against Ty Belanger, but that one right there, with the open floor, not a lot of traffic in front, I think the coaches are looking for a save out of that one.
Dutch with a .213 shooting percentage a season ago. That was top 10 in the league, so not only does he score a lot, but he's incredibly accurate. Ilya Gaich, loose ball off the face-off, and he scores! Does he? Yes, he does. A late signal from the official. Ilya Gaich, on his first shot of the season, gets a goal. He had 0 goals on 26 shots last year.
Yeah, he was one of their transition players the Mammoth were hoping for more out of. You've got to give something to get something, and that's what the Mammoth had to do in order to pick up Bob Snyder. Now you can see it looks like Bob Hamley thinks that Gaich was in the crease, I believe.
Yeah, I think Belanger got a piece of it. The question is, did Ilya end up in the crease before the goal went in?
So we'll have to see what the replay yields here. We're getting a look at it right now. I don't know. That might be tough. It's kind of bang-bang right there.
If the goal stands, it's 2-2. The assist on the Dutch goal, which definitely stands, from Tyler Digby, his first NLL point in his debut, and Tyler Garrison.
What do you think? Looking at that replay.
I mean, I understand why Coach Hamley threw that challenge flag. If it goes in cleanly, there's no question he's out of the crease.
Well, it's tough because Belanger's stick is stuck in the net. So the net, I mean, does the ball even make it in? I think all the shaking, because I thought that I saw the ball pop out to the side. But no, look, the shaking of the net came from Belanger's stick, not from the ball in the goal.
I can see why they called it a goal on the field with the movement of the net. So Ilya Gaich just can't seem to find a goal. It's been since 2012 that he scored.
Well, and you've got the Mammoth white jerseys. You had the white helmets in the mix for Star Wars night. They're Stormtrooper-themed helmets, and the ref just lost track of the ball.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah. We all did. It fooled everybody.
Grant beating Pollock, who was a scratch a week ago on a nice cut. O'Doherty pushes him off. Good pass over to Grant, moving without the ball. And a loose ball from Jordan McBride, a fresh shot clock for Colorado. Talked to Sean Pollock before the game. Jones' shot is wide. Talked about needing to bang a little bit more and a little bit of confidence in there, and he gets his season debut tonight. Grant with 8. Fake shot is well wide of the net. He's got it backed up and will dump in the corner, although McBride touches it down. A shot clock violation shouldn't have been called, as Beers actually had possession before the timer went off. Harmlessly for Alex Gaich in the stealth into the offensive end. So 2-1 Colorado. Here's Alex, big body. Ball tipped down by Joey Capito. Good man-on-man defense, excuse me, Andy, as it comes near side. Dutch with the lone goal for Vancouver thus far. Same look and a 30-second shot clock violation.
Capito sticking the lane again, just such a hard worker on defense. Young players, you want a guy to watch out for. Maybe you're not the most talented guy on your team, although Capito's a very good athlete. He just plays so hard all the time. That's one thing young Pitt players can always emulate, is the effort. that a guy like Capito gives.
Well, a freak of an athlete.
Yeah, I don't want to suggest he's not got skills because, as you said, he was hoping to make it in the CFL as well as in the indoor league.
Dangerous here as the ball trickles past midfield. Running on is Hofstrasser. 4 and change gone by opening quarter. Vancouver in its season opener. The Mammoth is 0-1. Pass, nice catch by Ratcliffe. He had a couple of shots on the first possession, make it 3 shots. That was the first one to actually end up on cage, and Belanger shoves it aside. Dan Coates, the Mammoth assistant captain, admitted some jitters, lasting way too long in the opener. Jones on the dive to the goal ends up sending it high at the crossbar.
Which is a little surprising because they did get the 5 goals early on. It was the middle quarters where the problems kind of showed up for Colorado. And again, a storyline from last year that repeated itself in the opener.
Ratcliffe looks for the duck under. Help comes. Belanger sees it cleanly. It goes into his knee pad. Andy, what do you see? It's early, but 5.5 minutes in. It looks like a little more pep in the defensive step.
Yeah, good pep and good communication. So when they're switching off players, which again they did do early last week, nobody's losing the guy they're supposed to be with, and they're tighter on the man with the ball right now. I also think there's great spacing offensively on this end.
Lincoln's wide open on the crease. Twister kicked aside on the left toe by Tyler Richards.
And there's another example of it. Guys with their heads up looking for their buddy cutting through the lane. So good off-ball movement for the Mammoth early on, too. Again, this has to carry over to the second quarter now.
Some bounces that have gone Colorado's way as well. Dutch guarded by the aforementioned Coates. Cliff Smith, the former Mammoth player, swings it. Shot wide. Dutch one-handed catch and cradle, 6 to shoot. Digby, huge body, feeds to the crease. Can't be controlled by Cliff Smith. He and Alex Geich went 4-5 in that 09 entry draft. Ilya Geich went number 2 overall to Rochester, was promptly traded to Colorado.
But see, you asked about what is going right for Colorado down there, and there's good defensive assignments right there. Right on the crease, right on your man, not giving him any space to move. Cliff Smith had to be nervous and was bothered just trying to catch the pass.
McBride didn't have space to move, finally able to get rid of it. Jones did too. 3 seconds to shoot for Colorado. McBride's going to have to fire. Feed across to Jones. It was the right idea. Tipped down by the defense. A 30-second shot clock violation will play on.
McBride did everything right, but needs to just take a quick peek at the clock.
Now the timeout. The officials see it. We'll take one as well. About halfway through quarter number 1. The Mammoth with a couple of early ones, both from Drew Westervelt. This is first, beating Tyler Richards. The Mammoth on the board in quarter number 1 on Star Wars night from Denver.
Why do I play this game? Buffalo Bandits, Saturday, January 18th, 7 p.m. on Health One Field at Pepsi Center. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
The 2000.
Back at Pepsi Center, Star Wars night. Colorado actually leading Vancouver 2-1 in quarter number 1. Mammoth fans, don't miss Military Appreciation Night on Saturday, January 18th as your Colorado Mammoth takes on the Buffalo Bandits. All the hard-hitting action starts right here on Altitude Sports at 7 p.m. Visit coloradomammoth.com to get your tickets today.
One of our photographer friends in the media liked our little opening lightsaber duel. It's being tweeted out everywhere now, just so you know. Hey, Josh needs 100 followers, by the way. Is it too early to go to that well?
I might be there. Digby feeds far side. Talk about that later. Picked off, it'll be a breakaway. Cam holding 1-0. Looks behind, no defenders there, shoots and scores! His first on the season, his 7th in his career. It's 3-1 Mammoth.
Cam holding with the great steal, little pickpocket, and he fires it right in the hot pocket there, right for the goal. Very patient. Watch him. Crosses midfield, slows down, sees no one in pursuit, gives himself plenty of time to set up what he wants to do. A little 5-hole right in the net.
Well, and you saw Reese Dutch didn't give any chase. No stealth player gave any chase, and it gave Cam what was a penalty shot in essence, right?
Basically.
And usually you have some pressure. Bob Snyder won the face-off, but then turns it over on the double team.
You at least want to give chase to at least maybe speed up the decision of the shooter. And when Holding saw nobody over his left shoulder, he knew he had all the time in the world to pick his spot.
Colorado by 2. Alex Geich, and that one's
nice
tipped down by Dan Coates.
Nice job of Coates filling the lane there.
Digby has it hit off his cross. Dan Ball pushes Digby aside, and a loose ball for the assistant captain.
Coates came opposite side of the crease to get in the lane of that one, read the passer's eyes and got over, knew the backside was exposed. Did a great job of knocking the pass down. More of that energy in the defensive zone you referred to.
Halfway through the shot clock, McBride flips over his shoulder. Westerveld to Pollock on the crease, and he just dropped it. Battling for the loose ball, Mike Grimes scoops it up.
Well, you knew he knew because he never followed through with his shot. You could tell he felt it come out of his stick.
Dutch looks for space. Capito pushed off his line. Man coming on the field belongs to Dutch. Now a pick and a shot. Was there a save or not? Doesn't look like it. Dutch has a man. A lane, shoot. He sent it wide. Holdings lost his stick. Orson there trying to help him out. Shot clock reset. Why? Why did the shot clock reset there?
I can't tell you. There was no shot on the crease.
There was
no change of possession.
Shot. And Colorado, clearly didn't have possession. Cam Holding didn't have a stick, so he couldn't possess the ball. Save Belanger in tight. Alex Geich loses it. Now back checking. Ball down. Hacking at it, Colorado. No shot clock reset, and Belanger comes away with it. Alex Geich, an interesting story. He lost vision in one of his eyes in a freak accident at a lacrosse clinic. Grant well wide, and an ill-advised shot from the two-time MVP. So Geich loses vision in his eye, and frankly, couldn't play after that. He tried a couple games with Colorado, was widely ineffective, felt terrible for a guy who had all the talent in the world. And now finds a spot a couple years later up in his hometown. Whistling by Belanger's ear. Out of Bremner's stick. Digby moving in. Nice takeaway check from John Orson. Pass ahead. Comes to Decker, shoots, and that one looked good from here. He sent it just high.
Decker with a great spin and shoot. Again, he did have pressure there. That's why you want to give chase. Just the defensive presence speeds things up for the shooter, but I thought Decker was going to find the corner of that net. You know, you talk about Alex Geich. Reese Dutch does some work in his office. It looked like at times...
Shot, and that's denied.
It looked like at times Alex Geich was on his way to being one of the best finishers around the crease this game would see. His rookie year and that second year, he had some just nice finishes for this team that had just so excited about him. And his brother Ilya
but it just, like you said, the injury happened and things just never really worked out for the brothers here. But I know there's still some of the favorite people here in Colorado, even though they've changed zip codes.
Yeah, truly great guys. Look forward to seeing them after the game as Pollock. Nice defensive takeaway from Jeff Molesky. Began his career with Calgary 2005 to 10. He's been with Estelle since. In a break shot denied by Belanger. He had one of those last week. He's got one in the first 11 and a half this evening.
And this feels a little like last week's start to the game.
Westerveld got tangled up with Cody Bremner. And Westerveld, who has 2 of Colorado's 3 goals. If that's a high stick, it's 5 minutes.
He's checking his teeth right now. Looks like they're okay.
Grant's saying to Bremner that it's 5.
We'll have to take a look and see if everything's okay with the nose.
Not Bremner, it's Grimes, but we'll tell you about the penalty on the other side of this break. Cam Holding, the pickoff, the streak down the other end. He buries it past Richards. Colorado by 2 in the quarter number 1.
Why do I play? On the Buffalo Bandits, Saturday, January 18th, 7 p.m. on Health One Field at Pepsi Center. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
All right, let's say you're undefeated.
By 2 in the first. Get some new team gear for the season by visiting the NLL shop online. Go to shop.nll.com for the best prices and selection on clothing and accessories for all teams. With flat rate shipping and no hassle returns, the NLL shop is the place for all things NLL. Well, the field is not the place right now for Captain Kyle Sorensen, given a match major, high sticking, a match penalty. So he's off for 5 and gone. So one of the top defenders in the NLL is no longer in the game. And with shorter benches, only 16 runners, that brings it down to 15. Colorado will be up a man for 5 minutes. Drew Westervelt is on his feet and appears to be okay.
Well, that's good. Drew off to a hot start, already has 2 goals. We've not even hit the second quarter yet, so he's been a big part of this. And we really didn't see a lot of this man-up offense for Colorado last week.
No, there were only 4 penalties that actually served. Colorado was 1 for 2. And there was a delayed penalty that led to an extra attacker goal for Edmonton. Well, this is where Colorado has a chance to distance itself a little bit. A little power play noise inside the loudest house in lacrosse. Wheel play, McBride fakes it. Grant shoots it. Richards with the save. Pressure from Pollock. Check from McBride. Grant with a hack. Running the floor is Vancouver. That was Jeff Molesky.
Molesky for just a second, I think, saw his lane and then realized it was going to close off real quick. His backside were coming 2 Colorado players.
The Mammoth, victims of 7 shorthanded goals last season. Backing his way in Smith, and that one's picked off.
By the way, another big shot out of Junior. Didn't you say during last week's telecast that he thought his shot had slowed down?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's evidence that it hasn't there on the first shot of that power play.
I actually took a red eye with him that night, and I told him that I kind of gave him a hard time for claiming it. He laughed it off. Behind the back, 7 to shoot Colorado. Short shot clock. Pass, that one picked off. Vancouver can run if it wants to. Ball down, a turnover from Saul. Out of the reach of Lincoln, he should pull it out and does.
You gotta love the ball movement right now. Colorado heads up, looking for their friends, moving, cutting, great off-ball movement.
Drew Westervelt back on the floor. Grant's shot is deflected by the defense and held by Jones. 3:30 to go in the penalty. Being served by Hofstraser. He's the in-home player. Westervelt, cross-crease goal! No, it didn't go in. Lincoln celebrated.
So did half a Pepsi Center.
So did I. I'm 0 for 2, Andy.
Yeah, your eyes. I don't know. With this gigantic board in front of us, I don't know how you're missing any of this.
How did it not go in? Or did it go in? I don't know. Ratcliffe with 3 to go in the Sorensen penalty. Dutch with the cut. He's being defended. That one on the outside of the net. And touched up by the goaltender.
Maybe we can get another look. I'm with you. I'm not sure where the ball went. And there just aren't these kinds of problems tracking the ball inside this building, but that's the second one that's fooled everybody.
Grant behind the back. Ball down, and a couple of mistakes by Grant on this power play. Colorado needs to do some damage. 2-goal lead, but you'd like to see that balloon to 3 or 4 before time expires. Another 2:15 on the clock.
Well, and that's still time for plenty of possessions, so no need to be impatient when you do get the ball. Great ball movement on the Lincoln play that we thought was a goal.
Digby's shot is well wide with 4 to shoot. Dumped in the corner. Colorado can actually play one man back if it wants to. Already in a 5-on-4. Belanger could vacate and make it a 6-on-4 with a man back. He'll stay engaged. Colorado will go just up one man.
10 seconds left. They need to take a look at the game clock. No shot clock.
Shot clock is off. Jones, his cousin McLeod, ball tipped down. Good reason for Belanger to be in the goal. And the horn means the end of the first quarter. 3 minutes and 24 seconds of penalty time has been killed off thus far by the Vancouver Stealth. But Colorado with a 3-1 cushion through 15 minutes of play. Drew Westervelt, couple early ones. Ty Belanger has looked strong in net. The Mammoth by 2.
Welcome to the final days of Toyota.
Center on Star Wars night, a nice Princess Leia getting some love on Pepsi Vision. Colorado still with minute 36 on the Sorensen penalty. We go down to the Mammoth bench and Harper Babin.
Thank you very much, boys. I'm here with John Grant Jr. John Grant, you had 2 assists so far, both for Westerville goals. Starting out a little bit different than last week. What did you switch up from last week's home opener?
We're just trying to move our feet, move the ball. These are big guys, and we're trying to be quicker. Ball moves quicker than our feet do, so we had to keep going.
All right, you got to get back out there. Back up to you, boys. Thank you.
Thanks, Harper. Grant. Got to get out there on the power play. Whistles, stoppage of play.
Well, good job by Harper for knowing.
They got to reset the corner. It's amazing how that works.
You know, Harper said she attempted to do the Princess Leia buns, and it did not work out. What happened to that little headpiece that you had?
Yeah, we had it. We
said,
had it ourselves.
Right. Neither of us wore it, though. You thought about it.
Well, I had a fro as a kid, then it grew out sideways, so it looked very much like the Leia buns unintentionally.
Are any of the
Colorado.
gals in the hot tub in the Leia outfit from the Return of the Jedi?
I see. They're going to reset the power play clock to get it back to a minute 36. But Colorado, what I don't like about this, Andy, with the clock malfunctioning, is the Mammoth had a possession. Bob Snyder won the faceoff. So you should get at least 2 of the 3 possessions here. Snyder's got to win it again.
Well, that hasn't been a problem for him tonight. No. He's only lost a couple. He's doing what they brought him here to do.
Snyder will reface. And Snyder wins it again. Excuse me, running for his life. Gets it free into the hands of the Mammoth offense. Willie B., the public address announcer, urging on the crowd. McLeod, Jones moving in, sent it high. Backed up by McBride, 7 to shoot. In tight, Jones sent aside by Richards. Minute 5 to go in the penalty. Now Grant with the loose ball.
He did earn the shot clock reset with that, though.
McLeod to Westerville. McBride swinging across, shot. A diving Mammoth player who was in the crease was Grant. And a turnover, 51 seconds remaining in that power play. Colorado will get one last opportunity on the man up.
Grant was checked into the crease on that shot.
Oh, and you talk about momentum. Colorado seemed to have all of it. Vancouver is going to get it back, a hidden ball trick. Dutch swings far side. They'll get it back if Colorado can't score in the waning moments.
Well, right now, they should at least get one more possession out of this. Good ball movement on this power play. Just hasn't paid off an official goal.
Orson's deep. He steps in the way. Belanger hasn't hit his cross. Capito up ahead. Grant, the first man off the bench. 14 seconds on the power play.
Well, there's no need to rush just because of the expiring time.
Ostrowski will be released and play defense. There's a good look. Live on the right. Replay on the left. Back at even strength. McLeod sees it. Jones feeding in the direction of Westerveld. It's knocked down by Molesky. Colorado 0 for 1 on the power play, managing 4 shots. Oh, wow, not what you want out of 5 minutes, but Kyle Sorensen is gone for the game. Sorensen picked up 15 penalty minutes on that play. And a goal from Alex Geich. His first goal in the NLL in a couple of years. Career point number 99 for Geich, and Colorado up 3-2.
There's a familiar big shot from Alex, though. We saw that a few times here during his Mammoth career. And that is why you talked about momentum. Maybe looking to switch benches here. That's what happens when you get 5 minutes up a man and you don't put any in. And Edmonton immediately jumps on that right away. Or Geich. Vancouver, excuse me, jumps on it right away.
Geich, Cliff Smith was in the foreground with Geich in the back. Loose ball, Cam Holding. Face-off win, Colorado. Holding going to goal. He's held by O'Doherty. But the defender lets go soon enough. Bob Snyder will wait for his offensive mates and trot off. Jamie Lincoln's listed as a defender this season for Colorado. He'll play on both sides. Grant to Lincoln. He lost it out of his cross. Sean Pollock couldn't pick it up. Lincoln being put in certain situations, the coaches know that he can play on both sides, and it's nice to have a guy who has that capability. Digby feeding Ratcliffe hands free. And back to the man who sent the pass. Digby steps into a shot. It's well high and wide, and Dan Ball coming away with it. Coates running with Cameron Mann and Joey Capito. Grant has a bit of an angle, and he'll pass on it. Look for Jones. And Tyler Richards gobbles it up. Jones got one last week by doing that exact thing, by applying some pressure deep in the zone. Looks like he might have gotten a little turf burn on that shot and dive.
Yeah, he's definitely ginger one place. I'm not sure where. Looks like that left leg somewhere as he comes off the floor.
Bremner cutting the crease. So too is Cliff Smith, and he scores. The former Mammoth player Cliff Smith, with 15 goals a season ago, he played extremely well against Colorado. He likes playing against his former team. It's 3-3.
Well, he just sneaks by the defensive player that was on him. That's Jackson Decker trying to stay with him, and Smith gets open enough where he can show the whole jersey to the passing player. Good target, good finish by Smith. And unfortunately, Josh, this is what we're talking about. You get up, you get a bit of a lead, and here it is the second quarter, and you find yourself even.
Ball tied up between Ilya Gaich and Bob Snyder. Controlled by Tyler Digby and spun off by Vancouver. Bob Snyder won 75% of his faceoffs against Colorado last season. Ilya Gaich 50% on the draws in 2012, but really struggled last year. Alex Gaich struggles to find the handle. Little dodge. Free on the shot and a goal. The first in his NLL career. Tyler Digby, a former MVP of the British Columbia Junior A Lacrosse League, and Vancouver with its first lead.
Well, and we can go back to what you pointed out in the very first part of the game. Good energy, good defensive assignments, guys staying with their assignment, and you can see right here where Digby, the Mammoth defenders get lost in the picks. And now we've got another goalie switch way too early in the year for this to be going on. This is not what Bob Hanley wanted to be doing.
Well, he said that it was going to be a short leash on Ty Belanger, and let's face it, all that momentum Colorado had, that 5-minute penalty, Andy, we talked about it. Next thing you know, Vancouver kills it off, scores 3 straight. And Dylan Ward sees action. Last week, he made 10 saves on 12 shots on goal.
But if we were to go back to the replay, again, Ty's got to stop some of these, but you go back to the replay and 3 Mammoth defenders are held up between 2 Vancouver players. You got to fight through the picks and get out on your defensive assignment.
The Stealth scoring 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Grant to Lincoln, and he dropped it.
Got to make that catch. That was a good pass by Grant.
Awful lot of drops in tight. Richards, no problem on that save. The rebound comes free to McBride. Garrison vacuums it over to the help on the near side in Hofstrasser.
There's some good cuts and some good passes on that last possession. You see the shot right there, and that's just where McBride's hoping to catch Richards napping, but he shot it, I think, a little more inside. I think he was hoping that would go more to the right of Richards than it did.
Ratcliffe in traffic in tight. Bremner back to goal, behind the back shot, gets his own rebound. Going again at Matt McLeod, that one off the post. Good effort from Cody Bremner. How about a catch? Looking like a cornerback maybe there, Andy. Joey Capito into the offensive half.
And credit McLeod for never leaving his assignment. Again, bothering the offensive player. Now he shot a little too early there and a little too high towards the logo, but good defensive effort on the other side.
Now Ilya Gaich the other way, shot through Belanger, but off net. Ilya Gaich, he's been doing that his whole career. He shoots from 12 to 15 yards out. I always felt like he could get another step or two. Just doesn't take it for whatever reason. McBride shoots, and Richards with a save. All of a sudden, Colorado's shooting pretty early in the shot clock.
Yeah, you're not allowing it to, you're not passing it all, you're not making the goalie move, you're shooting at him early, and he's allowed to just kind of stand still in an angle he's comfortable at. And the ball's not touching a lot of sticks, which doesn't force the defense to break down. You heard John Grant Jr. tell Harper, the ball's quicker than your feet, they got to get it moving again.
Ratcliffe with a little swing move dodge. Colorado scoreless for more than 7 minutes. Smith is well wide on a field-looking jump shot. And Cam Holding in a 2-on-2. Running with Creighton Reed. Holding keeps it himself and sends it past that far post. Nice move from Holding. Good play from Reed to body up the defender. But Holding couldn't convert on his second shot of the game. 8:17 to go until halftime. Ty Belanger making this save, but now he's on the bench. Dylan Ward, that's the one making the save. Vancouver by 1.
Does teamwork mean to me?
Well, those who have braved the cold have finally filed in to Pepsi Center. Second quarter, Vancouver with a 1-goal lead. Hockey fans, don't miss when your Colorado Avalanche takes on the Calgary Flames Monday evening. Tune into the pregame show at 6:30 p.m. with Peter McNabb to get the latest news and updates on your Colorado Avalanche and the NHL right here on Altitude Sports, your HD home for Colorado Avalanche hockey. It's raining T-shirts in the building. It's snowing giant flakes outside. It's been doing that since last night. How about the Junior Mammoth? A little minor team for this pro team squad. Congratulations to them. 4th place in the 2013 Dick's Sporting Goods Tournament of Champions presented by Pasco County. 28 teams from around the country earning bids at the U13 level to compete. And the Junior Mammoth, out of all them, coming in 4th place, coached by Mammoth President and General Manager Steve Govett and John Grant Jr. Dutch, dodge. That one's way high and wide. Dutch got blown up on the backside by Cam Holding. Still plenty of time to shoot for the stealth. Ratcliffe's been quiet thus far and will continue to be so if Joey Capito applies that kind of pressure. Off the backboards, Geitch cut to Ratcliffe and bounce shot that Dylan Ward gets in the left shoulder pad. Colorado had a brief 3-on-2, but Capito threw on the brakes.
Dan Ball getting it mixed up defensively there, getting into the action, and then letting the player know about it on the way to the bench.
Eye pick from Pollock on O'Doherty. Swinging far side. Jones, another early shot. Grant's going to have to hustle for this one. Good effort by the captain. O'Doherty thought about sending it high and wide. Colorado trapped back defensively with offensive player Jordan McBride.
Creighton Reed, though, hustled onto the floor and made sure that the deepest cutter did not get an open passing lane.
Adam Jones is caught defensively as well. Slipping through Alex Geitch. Shoveled away, and Jordan McBride will get the loose ball. Colorado escaped there with 2 offensive players caught defensively. Lincoln off the bench, feed Grant, shot! Tyler Richards covers up the 5-hole. Now Grimes back the other way. He'll shoot and fire, and look out for that laser beam. It's wide.
Colorado's had 3 or 4 offensive plays that, boy, you feel like they should have resulted in goals. That last one by Grant, really thought that was going to find its way to the net. Great ball movement.
Flipping off Digby, a first-round pick. Tough catch behind the back goal. A highlight reel goal from Cliff Smith, the behind-the-back bouncer top shelf. Vancouver by 2.
And I'm interested to see the replay. That this one catch some of Dylan Ward on the way through. There's the hop off the pipe. Maybe it just snuck in on its own, but a fortuitous bounce on that shot. Still, nice highlight for Smith and a 2-goal lead for Vancouver. And again, this is taking the exact same story that we saw last week. Second quarter, where the opposing team finds a way to take the lead.
The Mammoth was held scoreless for 19 minutes and 37 seconds between the second and third quarters. Here it's approaching 17 minutes.
Although I will say, differences from last week, the Mammoths just weren't productive and not enough energy on the offensive end for whatever reason in those second and third quarters. That's not been the case tonight. They've just had some bad breaks and some nice saves by Tyler Richards.
But some shots also early in the shot clock.
Yes, yeah, they've made some mistakes, but again, it hasn't been what it was last week.
Outscored 6-2 in the second quarter against Edmonton. Good battle for the ball by Colorado defensively. Creighton Reed. And a reset of the shot clock. Again, I don't understand why. Save Dylan Ward. Capito spinning away from Geitch and Radcliffe. Now Capito spinning and loses it.
And now he's gassed.
Yeah, break for Molesky. Shot, save Dylan Ward. He's a reactive goalie. He reacted, and the ball kind of caught him. A fortunate break for the number 3 overall pick.
Well, but he declared low and stayed high. Kept his shoulders and his arms up, as you see the replay here, and you see that. He was still ready to react to the high shot. Good job by Dylan Ward.
Cameron Mann, pressure on Lewis Ratcliffe, and he gains a possession. Mann, one of those late-round draft picks. 4th round, 32nd overall. McBride in, shoots, Richards with a piece. Inside 5 to go until the break. Pick and roll, and McBride gets steamrolled by Hofstrasser.
Well, he couldn't make up his mind who he wanted to pass to, then he spun into his defender and had no leverage to get a pass off. He was just trying to dump the pass off from the player that gave it to him, but just unable to do it.
Bremner. Dutch looking for Alex Geitch, but it never got through. Sidewinder pass from Orson ahead to Coates. Colorado's quick off that bench every time. Coates shoots and scores. Dan Coates stops the drought for the Mammoth. Stormtrooper helmet and all, the Mammoth back to within 1.
And that's what Colorado needs, just a goal from somebody else sometimes, other than John Grant Jr. that can stop the bleeding. And Coates gives it to you right here. I think he surprised Richards. I don't think Richards thought he was going to shoot. I think Richards was trying to see what other options Coates had, and Coates just decided to fire it at him.
Former first-round pick. He stops an 18-minute, 14-second drought. Coates without a goal last year after 3 as a rookie. He has one in game number 2 of the 2014 season.
Snyder with another face-off win.
That's number 7 for him. Grant, low pass, good catch by Joe. A little more pep in the Mammoth step. Grant's shot is denied by Curtis Hodgson. And a pickup from O'Doherty. 3-on-1, 3-on-2, O'Doherty keeps. Ward denies. Looking long. Good one-handed catch by McLeod. McLeod in, shooting, and John Grant is down and puts his helmet back on.
He got cross-checked as he tried to make a cut. Nothing called, and Junior's fighting about it. And I understand why he's upset, but he needs to get off the floor.
Well, he gives up a goal down the other end. He doesn't. But you got to get off the floor. Reese Dutch with his second, and Vancouver back up by 2.
Colorado just has to answer right back. I like the energy. Again, there's a lot of things that are different about this second quarter, even though the storyline's sort of following what we saw last week against Edmonton. Colorado right now, you see the shots there, the shots on goal read 23-18 right now, and this is where Junior's down on the other end, and it allows just enough space for Vancouver to take some shots, and Reese Dutch is not the guy you want the rebound going to, and there's just another bad hop. Colorado suffered some bad hops. If you're a Vancouver fan, they've been great hops in this quarter here. They've had a couple shots that kind of looked like they were targeted to go in, take plenty hops on the turf, and that one right there bounces off the pipe and goes to one of the best players in the league, in Reese Dutch.
And if you're John Grant, it's frustrating, but you're going to get shots against you, right? It's going to happen. Last week he took a huge wallop of a shot as Geitch's blazer goes wide. Took a huge one last week and laid out one of the Rush defenders here. He just yells at the ref, and the stealth with numbers. We'll take a break. Some pushing between Grant and O'Doherty. The ladies in the hot tub enjoying the action. The visitors by 2.
Why do I play this game?
Back inside Pepsi Center, 2:45 to go until the intermission. Vancouver by 2. Mammoth fans, be sure to tune into Altitude next Sunday night, January 12th, as your Colorado Mammoth heads north to the border for a doubleheader against Calgary and Edmonton. All the action against the Roughnecks on Altitude starting at 10 p.m., followed immediately by the Rush game right after. Altitude, your home for Colorado Mammoth lacrosse. Drew Westervelt with a little fist bump with Chris O'Doherty.
Remember,
2 East Coast products, Andy.
Westervelt's a guy that fought here last year. We had some rough stuff, well, at least some conversations. Now, you don't see fights in the league as much anymore, but you were saying in the break you're not sure who would really play that role on the Mammoth. You don't need it as much as you used to, especially with a shorter bench, but Westervelt wasn't afraid to mix it up last year when he came here with Philly.
Well, who would want to mix it up with a guy who's 6'5" and 238? I'm afraid interviewing that guy, and he's a nice guy. Ratcliffe shot, reset it. Not the clock, but the possession. Dutch being harassed by Mann and Reed. Fantastic defensive effort.
Yeah, the energy is there tonight. Colorado just needs the ball to hop a little more kindly to them maybe as the game goes forward. Done a lot of good things on both ends of the floor. And the offense has not felt as sticky as it did last week in the second quarter. They just aren't getting them to find their way in.
Grant with a little pepper shaking around Justin Salt. There's a hold on Lincoln as he releases, and it's going to be a break for Vancouver. Garrison runs a 3-on-1. Colorado late to get back. Garrison shot. His stick was checked. Loose ball on the near side in front of the bench. Good hustle there by Bob Snyder as he met where the ball came down.
Colorado's got to be a little bit careful. They're taking some of these shots in transition, and because of that, as we're nearing the 1 minute mark, Josh, we've seen some fast break opportunities for Vancouver off the big rebounds.
Richards swings ahead to Molesky. Mammoth fans can now follow your team on Facebook and Twitter. Become a fan of the Colorado Mammoth today and get inside scoop on daily events, promotions, players, and more. The Mammoth Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts unveiling these Stormtrooper helmets and unbelievable popularity on social media. It was the most commented on, interacted with piece. Grant denied, and he lays out the defender Beers in front of him. That's non-player, transaction-related. Grant's going to go to the box. Non-player, non-win post in the history of the team. 2 minutes, illegal cross-checking on Grant.
What were some of the offers that you were getting on Facebook for purchasing those?
Oh, there were a lot.
You may have to auction them off for Cross Out Cancer Night. Might draw some pretty good fees. Now you see Grant there. I mean, Grant.
That's not an illegal cross-check. He might have gotten a taunt and unsportsmanlike, but that's not an illegal cross-check.
That's frustration. That's just frustration, and now the crowd's frustrated because Grant took a shot during a cut that has them upset. And the league has always had a little bit, if you're not going to call it for me, I'm going to take care of it.
Nice sliding pipe to pipe from Ward with 15 ticks left.
Well, I'll see how aggressive they get. Capito, maybe the right guy on the floor. Ward's still in.
Hamley was looking for the timeout. The officials never gave it to him. 3 to shoot. Coach shot it. Does it go in? No. Tyler Richards let it get past him and then gobbled it up. Wow. Richards sprinting to get the heck out of here. Look at that backspin on the ball.
Close.
Wow.
Richards checking the clock.
Overhead look. Yeah, he kept it out.
Good job by Tyler Richards.
Heads up play by the former All-Pro.
Yeah,
preserving Vancouver's 2-goal advantage.
Not the NFL. Can't just touch the goal line for a touchdown. It's got to get over the goal line.
Halftime from Pepsi Center. The Toyota halftime report is next. Colorado with a great first quarter. Bit of a lackluster second one. Drew Westerveld, 2 tallies in the opening 15 minutes. We'll be back in just a moment. Toyota time when we return.
All right, let's say you're undecided about which truck to buy. Just for kicks, here's a little research project. Pick a work site, any work site, and look over the fence. Ta-da! Your next truck. Ford F-150. The truck that's #1 in the hardest working industries. Maybe because it's got the power and the fuel economy of an EcoBoost engine. It doesn't matter what they're doing on the other side of that fence.
Still going is Ganesh on the way in front. Big! Shoots and scores! And the swerve went in overtime!
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Colorado Mammoth, and you're watching Altitude Sports.
Hello, everyone. Todd Romero here at the Altitude Studios. Time for your Toyota halftime report through 2 quarters of play. Vancouver and Colorado getting after it. Time now to take a peek at your Peak Kia upcoming Mammoth TV schedule. It's time to get a little bit busy, lacrosse fans. Friday, January 10th at the Calgary Roughnecks. That game will be broadcast on the 12th at 10 p.m. Saturday, the 11th at the Edmonton Rush. That is a midnight rebroadcast on the 13th. Friday, January 17th at Vancouver. That game will be shown on the 20th at 1 p.m. Saturday, January 18th versus the Buffalo Bandits, live on Altitude 2 at 7 p.m. And Saturday, January 25th at the Calgary Roughnecks. The game will be shown on Monday, the 27th at 1 p.m. Hey, time for a break, but after that, we'll get you back to the Loud House with Josh Gross and Andy Lindholm.
Tonight's Colorado Mammoth telecast on Altitude is being brought to you by Peak Kia. It's a great idea. Littleton, Colorado. By American Furniture Warehouse. Colorado owned and operated for over 37 years and 11 locations to serve you. And by the all-wheel drive Toyota RAV4 and your neighborhood Toyota stores. RAV4 is the perfect SUV combination where style meets adventure.
Hi, I'm Marissa with the Wild Bunch, and you're watching Mammoth Lacrosse on Altitude.
For 2 teams that hate
The Toyota Halftime Report presented by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Vancouver outscoring Colorado 5-1 in the second quarter, the same quarter that plagued this team a season ago when it was outscored by Edmonton 6-2. Now time to take a look at the highlights and stats from the first half of action, brought to you by our friends at American Furniture Warehouse. And Drew Westervelt with a goal in his debut. He had 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah, again, off a good ball movement, they found him, but then Vancouver stormed back, and Ty Belanger was not long for this game. You see him giving up the goals right there. Dylan Ward would come in and he would play well. You see him making some nice saves there, but Colorado's got to get it going again, get it cranked up before the fourth quarter.
Stats brought to you by American Furniture Warehouse. Loose balls favoring Vancouver. The faceoffs are even, which is a bit of a surprise. And that power play 0-for-1 for Colorado was a 5-minute major that the Mammoth didn't score on.
Yeah, that technically should have counted as 2 or 3 power plays that you did not connect on. And so Colorado, again, just got to get the offense going. There's something about that second quarter so far.
The Mammoth looks to rebound in quarter number 3. It was a quarter that it struggled in last week against Edmonton, and one that it struggled in, frankly, in the 2013 season as well. Thanks so much for watching the Toyota Halftime Report presented by your neighborhood Toyota stores. We'll take a break here from Pepsi Center. Star Wars night is a blast. Now it's time for Colorado to step up its game.
Source is Colorado's premier destination for RVs, toy haulers, travel trailers.
Welcome back to Pepsi Center Toyota Halftime Report. Vancouver with a 2-goal lead over Colorado on Star Wars night. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. You're tuned in to NLL Lacrosse.
What does family mean to me? Trust, commitment, strength, everything.
Means I've got your back.
And you've got mine.
We each have our strengths,
Our own set of skills. The whole greater than the sum of the parts.
None of us is as good as all of us.
When we are
From a galaxy far, far away, you're watching Colorado Mammoth lacrosse on Altitude Sports with Andy Lindahl and Harper Babin roaming the bench and sideline. I'm Josh Gross. Vancouver with a 2-goal lead, courtesy of a 5-1 second quarter. And for Colorado, Andy, you hate to overstate stuff, but this is a very important quarter for the Mammoth.
Well, it is, because I think this is a big home game for them. They don't want to start off the season 0-2 at home. You and I from Mammoth Magazine shot a little piece talking about the upcoming schedule. It doesn't get easier. You've got to hit the road. You're going to make a Canadian road trip right away, and there's just a lot of stuff happening for this Colorado squad. So I think it's important they get this win, and it needs to start with momentum in the third, not in the fourth.
Bob Snyder will take the face-off. Colorado down a man for another minute 30, thanks to the John Grant Jr. penalty. I'd like to welcome all those of you folks tuning in to tonight's telecast on TSN2, ESPN3, and ASN Networks. Also, those of you on Altitude Sports, great to have you with us. Third quarter set to take place. Bob Snyder, 6 wins, 6 losses. Tyler Garrison taking the draws. Tonight's face-off brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit thinkfordnow.com. Garrison skies it high, and scooping under it, Jeff Molesky recorded the 700th loose ball of his NLL career this evening. Dylan Ward will start between the pipes in the second half for Colorado. Tyler Richards allowed just 4, made 17 saves unofficially.
And another face-off win for Vancouver.
And another goal from Reese Dutch. A hat trick for him, 5 points on the night. Vancouver by 3.
Well, and again, another trend repeating from last week. I feel like Dylan Ward comes into the game much like he did last week, and I think the size of him throws off the other team a little bit with their shooters, but they finally get comfortable, adjust to it, and then they start putting some goals in, and that's what happened last week. First shot of the quarter goes in for Vancouver right now, and Colorado's just got to find a way to crank up some momentum.
Face-off wins Snyder, so tied at 7 apiece. Press against the boards by Garrison. Ball skies out of his stick and belongs to the stealth.
Vancouver doesn't need a scouting report on Bob Snyder. He played for them last year, and you can see they want to get aggressive with him when he wins a possession.
Lincoln watches Molesky behind the goal. Digby scoots in, sends it high. Ratcliffe feeds. The big body of Digby circles behind. Now Dutch with the pass, and Dylan Ward will hold the pose to make sure the ball doesn't scoot through.
Good job of sliding to the shooter by Ward, and Colorado staying with its defensive assignments. Vancouver's just done a better job of finding ways to get some in that maybe they shouldn't.
Knocked down is a Mammoth player on the far side, and Pollock shot well high and over the stealth bench. Visitors' ball. Good look at Chris Hall. He missed some time, and good to see him back. Cancer survivor, Dan Coates. That ball hit just between the plastic glass and those lower boards. Grant with a little throw hop fake. He's out of the box. We're at even strength. McBride feeds the captain, handcuffing Jones, 13 on the timer. Good fake by Westervelt, but can't find the handle. Richards looking for it, holding. with a one-handed cradle. Pressure behind the goal, and Vancouver will have numbers if it hurries.
Kind of choppy play here to start this second half. And you and I keep saying it, it feels a lot like last week. Can't say that Vancouver's been outstanding or so much better in this area or that area compared to the Colorado Mammoth, but they've got the 3-goal lead.
Twister, the one-on-one move from Dutch, and the man who was covering him, Capito, gets the losing. Reed throws on the wheels. Stops. McBride loses it on the pressure from Ilya Gaich. Running is Hodgson. Whistles and the ball up into the bench. Colorado possession.
McBride's had a pretty good night, but he's got to quit losing the ball out of his stick. That's happened a few times tonight in the middle of a possession. Colorado, nobody seemed to know who was supposed to have the ball. See if they can't get that movement back in the offense like they had in the first quarter.
Grant feeding in the direction of Westerveld, who gets it back. Shot high on Richards. He absorbs the impact. You know, John Grant did not have a goal. Tonight's Colorado Mammoth telecast being brought to you by our friends at your local Ford stores. Visit thinkfordnow.com. Grant then had a hat trick and an assist sandwiched in quarters 3 and 4 late last week. Moving in Ratcliffe, that ball up into the net. Whistles, deflected off Colorado. Dylan Ward doesn't think so. It'll be a fresh stealth shot clock.
Crowd not happy about it either, no surprise though.
And Grant had trouble last week and then was able to find some momentum. See if that comes earlier in the third than it did 7 nights ago. At Calgary, at Edmonton next weekend. At Vancouver the next Friday night. Digby lost all momentum in his stride and his pass. But Dutch, who does everything with the catch. Bremner inside, whistles, an illegal screen called against the men in black.
Come on, man, we need one last goal.
You see the replay, a little trip at the end.
Jones, nice stunner step fake on Garrison. Came back to the near side on the shot, and Richard with the denial. Well, that's the favorite defensive play you can have in lacrosse. Some call it the helicopter, some the windmill. Either way, it's a turnover and leads to a Mammoth possession. Westerveld covered by Beers. His ball deflected down. And Drew Westerveld having some trouble as well.
Yeah, not a lot of clean passes coming out of the Colorado Mammoth late in the second, early here in the third, particularly early here in the third, and that's why the ball maybe isn't moving the same way it was that first half.
Digby feeds Ratcliffe. Excuse me, it's Salt. Dutch shot. Ward got it off the shin pad.
Jackson Decker was ready to break up floor, and the Mammoth just couldn't gain possession.
Shot wide, Aaron, and over and back against Vancouver.
Timeout on the floor, timeout on the floor.
And a timeout on the floor. Reese Dutch with a power play goal. 32 seconds into the third quarter. But a takeaway check from Colorado. NLL action on Altitude. leading Colorado by 3, 7-4 in the third quarter of the NLL lacrosse. Fans, tune into Altitude this Wednesday at 5 p.m. for Mammoth Magazine, your inside connection to the ins and outs of your favorite lacrosse team. Join host Todd Romero for extensive game highlights, player profiles, weekly chats with Coach Hamley, and fitness tips from Captain John Grant Jr. The Mammoth with possession. It needs a little emotion. The Wild Bunch trying to urge on the team. And a little bit lighter attendance tonight than you'd expect, but the snow obviously has kept some home.
Yeah, the roads are not what you would hope.
With pressure all the way out with Hodgson on it. Plenty of time to shoot. Aaron pass McBride. Picked up by Grimes, 2-on-1. Grimes running with Hodgson. Hodgson getting it back and sending it wide. Holding control. Come on, guys. Get on board. Come on. Circling around, and Colorado needs a good offensive set. Pollock moves in and scores! The third shot of the quarter for the Mammoth. Sean Pollock gets his first point of the 2014 season. Colorado within 2.
Pollock sees the goalie lean, and he shoots the other way. And matter of fact, he didn't even get any lean. He just found a way to shoot it where the goalie wasn't and snuck in the far side. Good job by Pollock. That's what the Mammoth needed. Now let's see if they can build on it. We've talked about runs coming off Bob Snyder face-off wins. Let's see if they can't build one here. False start by Vancouver.
So face-off win credited to Bob Snyder. Assists on the Pollock goal to Holding and Coates. So Dan Coates has a goal and a helper. Cam Holding with another point as well. Grant absorbs a blow. And let's go of it. Jones nowhere to run. Back to Grant. Tried for the tough catch. Jones has it, 6 to shoot. Boy, the things that normally look easy are looking difficult tonight. And Richards reaches over to make the save. You know, Andy, goalie changes are used to change momentum. Fighting is also sometimes used to get a crowd into it, and I'm not recommending a fight right here, but a little chippiness never hurt. Vancouver's not getting great shots either. I mean, Lewis Ratcliffe has looked non-existent tonight. A guy who's top 10 all-time in points in the NLL.
Josh, we talked about this looking like last week's game, and again, that's where it resembles last week's game against Edmonton as well. Edmonton did nothing out of the ordinary necessarily. They just ran better plays than the Mammoth on the offensive end, and to this point, I think you'd have to say the same about Vancouver. The Mammoth started out hot with their offense, but it's just kind of bogged down again in the middle quarters.
Grand shot is saved by Richards.
Although in saying that, the Mammoth they haven't got a lot of kind bounces on their home floor tonight either. Shots have taken some funny bounces, and some of the breaks have gone Vancouver's way, and they've made their own.
Edmonton's lead got to 5 last week before Colorado cut it to 1, and Grant hit the pipe for the potential game tire. That shot hits traffic. Colorado's just down by 2 and 22 minutes of lacrosse. Plenty of time in this one.
Well, and Colorado's played well in the fourth quarter, so that's good.
Yeah, played well last year in them and last week in it as well.
They just don't want to have that 5-goal lead that, you know, especially as you get into the last half of the quarter in the fourth that you're trying to erase so you can get back in it and maybe play for overtime.
A lot of traffic in front of the cage. McLeod all the way across. That shot hits a defender. There's 2 seconds on the timer. And he'll dump into that far corner.
See, it's another possession where there's a lot of holding on the ball by one player. Not as much ball movement as we saw earlier on.
Alex Geich with a little stick fake. Gives it off to Cody Bremner. Now Dutch. Don't want to leave a man open on the crease. Alex Geich was momentarily. Late shot, Dylan Ward with the save.
perfect example, though, there, Josh, what we're talking about. I mean, Vancouver's done a nice job with the shots that they've manufactured, but they're not busting guys wide open on their offensive end of the floor either.
Another look. Split box. Brent was trying to get one to Jones, but he never freed up. 8 to shoot. Westervelt bounces one wide. Man open is down the floor, and good back checking. Colorado has a fresh possession. Dan Ball was back defensively as Cam Holding had gone off. A lot of time to work with on the clock. McBride laser beam is denied as a Mammoth player down near the turf. And stumbling up is Adam Jones. That's twice now that he's been hobbled getting back to the bench.
Well, but another possession where we don't see more than, one pass in the possession before the shot's taken. I just think tonight we may see some of the Mammoth players getting frustrated.
Capito staying step for step with Radcliffe. How many times have we said that? A little hack, check on the back. You know, some people talk about cross-checking. Cross-checking is legal in the National Lacrosse League. There is illegal cross-checking as well, but that defense by Capito, you pretty much can't play it any better. Break zone from Pepsi Center. A goal would get Cameron Mann fired up. We'll get these fans involved as well. Sean Pollock got one for the Mammoth. Colorado within 2.
For two teams that
Silent Grand Atrium at Pepsi Center. Vancouver, which relocated from Washington this past offseason, holds a 2-goal edge over Colorado. The time is now to amp it up and become a Colorado Mammoth season ticket holder. Season seats are on sale now. You won't believe how affordable they are. Reserve your seats today at coloradomammoth.com or by calling 303-405-1101. Colorado has the ball inside 5 to go in the third. Josh Gross, Andy Lindahl, Harper Babbitt. None of us dressed in Star Wars garb.
Harper's got her Star Wars shirt on, though.
Sure. I have a shirt on too over the shirt and tie.
Look, we did the preview show in those helmets, and it was a little more challenging than we expected.
Off the top of the head of McBride's stick. He goes to the glass to get it back. Feed. Pollock shoots. Richards read it. Tonight's Colorado Mammoth telecast is being brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit thinkfordnow.com. Alex Geitch controlling. Eclipsing the century mark in career points tonight. Cliff Smith feeding Dutch, and he scores. That's 4 tonight for Dutch. He's got half of Vancouver's tallies this evening.
And Dutch just popped off a little pick, was given enough space to fire from the outside. Again, maybe a save it's a coaching staff you'd love to see Cameron Ward make, but at the end of the day, it was movement in the offense and a nice little pick play that got him open.
Well, and I have nothing but great things to say about the game of Reese Dutch. Obviously, when you lead the league in goals, you have stills, but the fact that he does it so efficiently and the number of shots he takes, you know, some might say that he's the best overall offensive player in the NLL. Bob Snyder with another face-off win. But harmlessly to Tyler Richards as we check in once again with Harper.
Thank you, guys. So down here at the bench report, just listening into the coaches, trying to keep the guys motivated, basically telling them don't worry about their game, worry about our own, and hopefully that'll get us the win in the end. Back up to you guys.
Well, Colorado has great confidence in its players and in its style and in its system, and the players are more prepared, I think, than any other team in the NLL. Holding with a great individual effort. He's getting helped, by the way, by Matt Beers. Gets it away. Westervelt, open. Grant scores. Make it 8-6. Grant scores on the season, and what an effort by Cameron Holding.
Great job by Cameron Holding to keep it alive. Great job by Westervelt to keep his head up, because he did have a pretty good angle at his shot. You could have faulted him if he would have shot it, but found Grant right on the crease. And again, ball movement creates a score for Colorado. Got to keep it going. That's playing their game that the coaches are talking about.
Well, and that's a dip and dunk, right? I mean, this is, you know, taking candy from a baby. And well, it's Bob Snyder credited with another face-off win. That's 10 tonight. He moves into 10th place all time with that face-off win in NLL history.
But your work of passing the ball, spreading out, going to an open place in the zone, off-ball movement as we talk about, that's what gets you the easy goal.
McBride was open, and Drew Westervelt again having trouble just holding onto the ball. Nice effort by Pollock that time. Does he get rewarded? Shoots and scores! Two straight hustle plays. First by Holding, now by Pollock. He's got two in the quarter. The Mammoth chipping away within one.
Now I'm harp on it again. Movement. Nice cut that time by Pollock. And Pollock had a teammate, and you love the great patience, but because of the great cut and the fact they sucked everybody in, you find your buddy Pollock gets away from the defense. He's got time. Here comes the replay look. And there it is, look. And the two defenders just watch Pollock helplessly as he basically just waits for the goalie to move out of position, and then he fires it by him. You were right, though, last week. You mentioned the absence of Sean Pollock. You wonder what effect it had on the team. Maybe we're seeing it here tonight.
Garrison and Snyder. Colorado with the win and a chance to tie. Dan Ball feeds Westervelt. He's good on that catch and just runs through Tyler Garrison. Remind you of somebody from a year ago, maybe a Richard Morgan. The Bulldogs successful. Jones on his toes, on his feet, and he's down again.
I think Jones is having some sort of foot problem. I don't know if it's an ankle. I don't know if it's the turf toe that you referred to earlier.
A 2-on-4, or a 4-on-2, excuse me. Digby scores. How does Vancouver, how is that the shot they get off a 4-on-2 and they score? It's his second.
Well, you pop out and your buddy's looking for you. Hey, it's basic plays, but they're making them work right now. We've got to watch Adam Jones. Adam Jones, it just looks like one of those ankles is giving him a problem. I don't know if it's the ankle, the foot, whatever it is, but he's clearly a beat-up player, which is too bad because we saw great explosiveness out of him in the first half of last week's Mammoth game.
And this offense is not the same without him. Under 2 in the third.
See Snyder kind of wiggling, trying to get that leverage again. And now they're going to give it to Colorado.
Yeah. Delay stall, illegal procedure on Ilya Gaich, who had an assist, as did Hostrawser. Vancouver led by 2 at the break. Back to 2 again right now. Grant fake stepping into one. Now one-handed cradle. Frees his hand, shoots. It got knocked down by the defender, Matt Beers.
We talked about the easy goal they had earlier when Westervelt fed Grant, or maybe they feed to Pollock. That right there was a hard goal, as Grant was the one that handled the ball and nobody really give him any outlets after he got stalled down near the crease.
10-year vet Jeff Molesky giving it to the trail official. A drop this time by Cliff Smith. An open goal. Dutch cutting the crease. But the ball ends up in the far corner with Radcliffe. 4 to shoot. Alex Geitch. And a save covered up by Dylan Ward.
Well, you really just had to hold your breath too, didn't you? When Dutch got open, good thing there was no clean win if you're a Colorado fan by Vancouver, because Dutch was there.
Jones is back out there. Gives to Pollock. Shot, he scores! A third quarter hat trick for Sean Pollock. Colorado within 1 once again.
Sean Pollock is a sniper tonight, isn't he?
That's not what he normally does.
No, you got to put him up for player of the game. He is just finding tiny spaces that are open on the net. From our vantage point, this looked like it just snuck past the goalie again. And that was the hardest shot of the night that he's taken. It's not like he's had to wind up and crank him by him, but he did there.
Well, that's more of a Jordan McBride type grip and rip, but Pollock giving the energy.
All 3 of his goals have had eyes tonight, haven't they?
Well, he had a bit of a look in his eye in the locker room before the game. He was mad about last week. He was really mad. And all he could do was sit on the sidelines and watch. Ball leaves for Grant. Ilya Geitch, the 2 buddies. A little hip check. About 4-second differential, game clock to shot clock. Grant, double team. Cutter, Jones shoots and scores! We're tied up at 9!
And there's the run we've been waiting for if you've been in Colorado for quite some time, and it's coming in the 3rd quarter, not in the 4th quarter, but again, generated by nice off-ball movement. Grant holds up, waits for the open cutter, and finally someone gave him a cut, draws a double team, just a draw and dump. Basic lacrosse play, you see the other 3 backside defenders watching as Jones ducks in, and the ankle looks all right there. Nice cut by Adam Jones. The moment his defender slid over to double team Grant, he took off.
Feels a little better after that, doesn't it?
Well, it should for everybody. But again, credit Sean Pollock for what he's brought to this team in the 3rd quarter, because this was non-existent a week ago.
Snyder with a win. Colorado will have to hurry. 7 seconds to go in the quarter. The Mammoth takes the lead. 5.3 seconds after the Jones goal. The Mammoth with double digits, and Tyler Richards is down on top of a Mammoth player.
He did not like the trail player making it into the crease, but you know that feels good for Bob Snyder. I don't know what Richards is so pumped up about, because I was watching the Snyder celebration. Richards is grinning. Now, goalies don't have to serve their own penalties anymore. I don't know if one's going to be called, but they changed that, so Richards wouldn't have to go to the box. Let's see on the replay what happened here. So Snyder fires through, he goes to celebrate, and then the camera went where my eyes did, and I did not see what had Richards so fired up and why he pinned a player down for the Mammoth.
Well, the officials are conversing about it. Snyder, there's the goal. Yeah, our cameramen are so good. They follow everything to a T, and when plays like that happen behind, it's tough to catch it.
Here we go with the upper angle. Look at Wright. Hugas pulling out all the stops. And he takes a shot at Jones. Ball's in the net. You can see the ball sitting over the line. And did Jones say something? Jones must have said something to Richards that drew that reaction.
Who cares? Right? I mean, it's on video right there. That'll get looked at by the league. And now there's some extracurriculars going on before the face-off. The Mammoth with 5 goals in the last 5 minutes and 50 seconds. And who's going to the box? Is it Jones?
I think it's both of them. Jones is walking over there too, and I don't know if Jones said something to
Jeff Molesky,
one of the defenders, and Molesky, but
5-on-5 strength, offsetting penalties.
All I know is Jones twice has taken hacks from players. He gets knocked down by Richards, and they're still even. And now Vancouver wants to get more started up there.
And Molesky and Hodgson on Grant.
Junior.
Well, Colorado, the Stealth has all their defenders back. See if Bob Snyder can win one forward once again.
5 seconds left in this quarter.
And this view clearly shows the ref was looking at least in the direction of what Richards did.
Well, maybe he heard whatever the magic word was, but nonetheless, 2 shots delivered to Adam Jones. And no penalties.
Snyder with the win. Gonna have to hurry. Well, he wins the face-off, but couldn't win it clean enough. but the damage done from the Mammoth. 5 goals in 5 minutes, 55 seconds to end quarter number 3. And the Mammoth with its lead back once again. Cam Holding, tremendous effort, gave John Grant Jr. a goal. Sean Pollock had not 1, not 2, but 3 in the third.
In good spots. I'm trying to work hard and do what I can to help the team get back in the game. And you know, we didn't have a good second quarter there, but we had a really good response there the last half of that quarter. So we got to finish strong here. Dylan Ward's playing great for us back on the back end, and as long as we keep working hard and getting good looks, I think we'll be all right.
And what was said during halftime? Did coaches say anything? Players, teammates, anything was said that kind of sparked the energy going out into the second half?
The coaches really didn't have to say anything. You know, we kind of looked at ourselves and said, you know, it's not acceptable, and we came out with a good response there, like I said. So we got to finish it out here. We need this W.
Thank you so much, Sean. All right, we're going into the fourth quarter now. Just started. We're up 10-9. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Harper. You want to know how poor the officiating was? I'll say it that way. Okay. After Tyler Richards shot, the Vancouver Stealth Twitter feed tweeted out that Tyler Richards takes a penalty after the goal. The Vancouver Stealth Twitter feed said he got a penalty. When your own team says you did, I think you did.
Refs didn't see it that way, and somehow Adam Jones and Molesky are in the box together.
Well, that was for the little chippiness on the ensuing faceoff. But it's there in black and white.
Or no, it was Beers that ended up going.
Yeah, Beers and Jones. The small numbers on the sleeves of Vancouver are dreadful from our position. Ratcliffe, happy stick cradle. Catch, bomb from Geich. Bunch of bodies laying in the crease. And it's Colorado possession. Here's Capito. Couldn't handle initially. Ball is loose. Good hustle, good effort from the all-rookie team performer in 2013, but out of his reach.
He just has such quick feet. You see him get out of the... I thought he was going to get crushed against the wall. He got out of the check and almost recovered that loose ball.
The Stealth's largest lead was 3. Dylan Ward with his first save in the fourth.
I think you may need to give an assist on the save to Bremer. He's actually been in front of both shots for the Stealth so far this quarter.
Lincoln, good catch over the shoulder from Snyder. Feeding open Grant, and he just dropped it. Oh, look out. Ilya Gaich and John Grant, really good friends, and Ilya is just at his mercy. Creative shot by Grant, to say the least. He has a little words for Ilya. And you know what? These guys are really good friends. A lot of them play together at other times of year, but as soon as you put on a different jersey, you are enemy number one. Vancouver short a man. They bring a guy on late. Set play design. Dylan Ward sinks it all the way. Ahead of the pack, Sean Pollock, who's caught back on defense. Pollock keeps, gives to Grant. There was no cutter. Pollock, I don't know if that caught Piper Richards, but a fresh shot clock as Westervelt makes the save.
Good motor by Westervelt to get over there and grab the rebound. I think the stealth lost track of him. Didn't realize he was coming that fast to get the rebound.
Westervelt up by the shoulder pads of Richards. It actually popped in by the chin guard.
Richards with a few things during the quarter exchange as he switched in to say to the Mammoth bench, to the point where as they were all huddled up, they all turned around to look at him. And then he had some fun with the crowd booing him as he made his way into the crease.
Dutch, shot wide. Colorado has a break opportunity if it stays in play. It doesn't. It pops up to game manager Connor McGahee, who's in full attire tonight.
Yeah, he's going to go climbing an X-Wing and attack the Death Star later.
Open McBride. Shot is high.
Yeah, I think a check kind of redirected where McBride wanted to go with that one. It looked like he was looking to wind up one of those big ones and fire it low, and stick kind of made it take a different trajectory.
Last night in Toronto, the rock all over the Roughnecks. 5 goals from one Rock player, and Garrett Billings had a goal and 9 assists. Kicked aside, Jordan McBride, loose ball. Colorado's having a lot of offensive players get stuck back defensively, but it hasn't mattered, at least here in the first 4 minutes of the fourth.
You do have a lot of guys with field experience, and many of them actually went to the University of Denver, so they are used to seeing both sides of the floor, but
Decker slipped through the heart of the defense. Drawing the slash of Hostrawser, and stepping in the crease was Colorado. Man attempted a takeaway check. Popped it free, but it came right back to Vancouver. Ilya Gaich draws Dan Ball. Those two did not play together. Ball was on Minnesota last season and the year before.
We're learning about Dan Ball, and he's very fiery.
Ratcliffe wide again. Reed, good pressure. Alex Gaich has it. 5 to shoot Vancouver. Ratcliffe takes a step back. 1 to shoot, saved by Ward.
Maybe see just a little bit of a difference in Ratcliffe's game there. That's a situation, I think, where he would have fired it early after the Jones is out of the box, so's Beard.
There's a penalty upcoming on Colorado with 10:14 remaining in regulation.
This is the second straight week where we've not seen a lot of penalties.
62, Creighton Reed, the guilty party for a hold. Reed coming over from Toronto a couple years ago. He won the Champions Cup against this stealth squad in 2011. Came here along with Matt McLeod and draft picks in exchange for Dan Carey. Vancouver 1 for 1 on the power play. 2 shots thus far. Good chance for Vancouver to tie things up. Ratcliffe slips through, and another nice save from the rookie.
Dylan Ward coming up big there.
Drop from Alex Gaich. A lot of shot clock to work with for Vancouver. Now Ratcliffe shooting, and Dylan Ward has his number.
Dylan Ward, I think, goes down as well as any goalie, but still keeps enough pad level up to stop some of the high ones. That's as good as anyone I've seen in a while. Even when he commits low, he still seems, I guess it's just good genetics to be able to take it away high. Now they're running some clock.
Jones cutting inside. He ran into a brick wall and still got the shot off. It was Matt Beers, the man who went to the box simultaneously, and that's who Jones ran into.
Adam Jones is going and allowing himself to feel the pain in that injury when he's on the bench and then just forgetting about it when he comes back on the floor. He is limped to the bench almost every time.
Don't want him open. Shot. And Dutch with a rare miss. Pressure on Digby. Colorado's going to have to get back. Capito, the feed to the crease, saved by Ward. Ratcliffe with the goal open. The first time in 10 shots on goal for Ratcliffe tonight that he's found the back of the net. Tie game 10-10 on the power play tally.
And it was with Ward, unfortunately, on his keisters. He tried to just helplessly wave the stick up, but Capito tries to get that loose ball, create a break opportunity. Great initial save by Ward. As you can see, as he's down, nobody's really in proper position, and Ward did the best he could to just put something in front of it. But Ratcliffe gets the equalizer.
Snyder has won 16 of 23 faceoffs. It was tied at 6. Since then, he's won 10 of 11. And now a win for Garrison. Some fans asking for an over and back. Digby goes right at Dan Ball. He's got about 7 inches and about 50 pounds.
I don't think the Pepsi Center crowd here tonight will be voting this officiating crew to the All-Star game. Fair to say?
Well, some travel issues for the crew chief. He couldn't get here because of his flight. So he had to make a substitution late. Not making excuses, just making explanation of it. Man sneaks one to McBride. White jerseys abound. Up top, Pollock. Grant curling, goes one-on-one right at Beers. Grant moving in, now pulls back. Pollock sliding to the open space. 2 to shoot, 1. Pollock shot. He gets a reset, but Richards with an easy save.
But see, Pollock is the only one that peeled off the pick and tried to give Grant an outlet again after he had stalled out on his run towards the crease. Pollock just seems to understand John Grant Jr. and the way he plays maybe better than any of the other teammates right now. And we saw that at points last year.
Dutch again is open. McLeod is sandwiched against those boards. And I think Dutch, he's had 2 straight now where he's been in that position, wide open with a bomb of a shot. Look out, Dan Coates. Away from Hofstrasser, and good heads-up play to get it to Matt McLeod.
Coates gave himself up to deliver that ball. He knew he was going to take a pop.
McLeod around a pick from the ref. Skying is Jones with the catch. 7 to shoot for the Mammoth. Westervelt back to McBride behind the back. Westervelt tuck shot, goal! A hat trick for Drew Westervelt. His first since the first quarter. Colorado 11-10.
He did it last week. It didn't count because he stepped on the crease, but this time tonight, he was ready, and he just waited for the goal. As soon as Richards slid, he knew where he was going with that and slammed it home emphatically. Nice 2-man game. And Westervelt finishes it off in style.
Drew Westervelt, 3 goals, 2 assists. And anybody who questioned in any way, look at that athleticism. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
You could tell in his body language as he leaned back a little bit, he was just waiting for the shoulders to slide and open up that back part of the goal, and he was sending it home.
Andy, there were some people who questioned, why give up a first-round pick? As procedure called against Colorado. Why give up a first-round pick for Drew Westervelt? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you aren't watching the game. You didn't watch the season last year. That would be my answer.
Or the last 5 seasons, in fact. There are not many guys in this league that have the ability to score 30 goals in a season.
Well, and let's also add to that, how many times do you have first-round picks anyway that just come in and you don't know if they're going to pick up the game or not? Right. You hope that they will, but it doesn't always translate. It's not the NFL or with some of these other, like the NBA, where a lot of times you end up with a pick and you know he's going to produce.
Well, it should have been a break zone, didn't take it. Cliff Smith came on, and before the whistle, he banged bodies, as Ratcliffe is high, with 3 Mammoth defenders. Making his acquaintance with them. Look out. Cameron Mann, wise move to pull it down. Good catch, Jones. In front, Jones dive shot. Denied by Richards. What a play by Mike Grimes. That won't go down to the stat sheet. He'll get a loose ball. But he shuffled that one to himself and now gets a reset on the shot. Grimes with a little touch pass on the boards. Let it roll and got it into his cross. slide comes. Cameron Mann on the hands of the stealth offensive player. Bremner one-on-one with McLeod. Now he's sandwiched through. Bremner shot to goal.
Wow.
What an individual effort by Cody Bremner, his first career goal in the National Lacrosse League.
If he didn't have his hand on the middle of the shaft, I would have questioned if he was doing the hidden ball trick. Just look at all the trap fights through. I guess you could call for a stick check, but nice job by Bremner.
So 5:53 remaining in regulation. Bremner with his first in the NLL. We're tied at 11.
This teamwork mean to me?
Now basically 0-0. 5:53 will determine the winner. Stealth fans, don't forget that Vancouver plays its home opener next Saturday, January 11th at the Langley Event Center against the Minnesota Swarm. Game time for this momentous occasion is 7 p.m. local. For tickets and more information, visit stealthlax.com. Face-off will come between Garrison and Snyder. And boy, is this an important one.
I've never done a selfie, but I'm going to do one with Darth Vader. What do you think of that?
Procedure against Snyder. Looks very strange. It looked like he wanted to jump, and I have no idea why. But it looked like he gave himself up there. Aaron pass. Dutch looking for it, but Capito's just flat out faster. Now Coates. Colorado got a one-goal lead at 10-9, then it was 10-10. Colorado went up 11-10, it became 11-11. Darth Vader pointing out where the ball is. Using the force. I don't know if it's for good or evil. Grant shot, and Richards makes the save. Grant with his helmet coming off. And a shot clock reset as Mike Grimes comes across. It is really distracting to have a Darth Vader in the booth, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous. Capito's open, down the floor, up ahead off the bench, shot, save Richards! Adam Jones was robbed by the stealth netminder. Look at Adam Jones getting an extra possession. 3-on-1 Colorado, make it 3-on-2. Jones keeps it, Richards save again, Jones, the rebound and scores! Vader uses the force for good!
Darth Vader just made Tyler Richards drop quicker than he wanted to. He used the force and dropped him down and allowed the rebound to come right to Jones. And that is just determination. What a job by Jones.
Colorado continues its onslaught of scoring. That's 8 goals in the second half for the Mammoth and 2 on the evening for Jones, who now has 6 this young season.
After some lackluster play there in the third quarter, both teams have come alive, and we've seen some great individual efforts as well as great team ball.
Look out. Decker checking Molesky into the ref. Decker gets checked himself. Cam Holding was on the crease. Bob Snyder says slow it down.
Holden got excited, though. He wanted that replay, or that rebound, I should say, and get the one-on-one matchup.
The loudest house in lacrosse comes to life. Jones shoots and scores! 2 straight for the third-year man. The celebration, Colorado by 2.
Adam Jones is going to want Darth Vader in the broadcast booth the rest of the season.
Do we have to do this for the rest of the year?
He's gotten 2 since he showed up. What deal has he made with you? I think we know what side Adam Jones is on now.
The Mammoth wanting a procedure against Vancouver. John Grant Jr. with an assist on the Jones goal. And now Tyler Richards working on his equipment.
Well, now we had the referees going down for the face-off. We've got stealth players complaining left and right.
Holding with another assist. Snyder won it, but threw it right to Ilya Gaich. 4 to go. Colorado with a 2-goal lead. Plenty of lacrosse left. If Vader could only soak away some of the time on the clock.
How about you do a Jedi trick on the clock right now?
Dutch around his man, leaves it for Alex Gaich, who couldn't catch. Out of the reach of Smith, 1 to shoot. Bremner again into the heart of the defense and a shot clock violation. Ward to Capito. Timeout on the floor. Nope, not taken. Now it is. There is no flow in this game when it comes to timeouts.
Well, I feel like Willie B's calling for the timeout.
A couple straight. Well, it's inside 5, but there shouldn't have been. Jones got 2 goals in a span of 32 seconds. The rebound. It's the Mammoth by 2.
For 2 teams that
By the Altitude Authentic store here at Pepsi Center, or log on to altitudeauthentics.com to shop 24 hours a day. And by the way, that shirt I had on in the shot, Colorado Mammoth Lacrosse looking like the Star Wars logo. That was the item of the game tonight. Hundreds flying off the shelves. How about Dylan Ward? 11 saves this quarter.
By the way, don't come looking at Pepsi Center for that shirt next week, guys. In there just before the game, there will be none left. I'm not sure they're ready by the end of the first quarter.
There might be a reprint.
Yeah, you might want to think about that.
You got version 2 if you get it. Grant was looking for Pollock behind the back.
Back to your point about Dylan Ward, he's played so well. Would you be surprised? I would almost expect he'd be the starter next week. And I don't want to take any shots at Ty because I think he's been put in some tough situations, but Ward has really performed.
Drew Westervelt is back defensively. A stick is down on the ground, and Smith is denied by the rookie. Well, 2 games next weekend, Andy, right? Back-to-back nights, so you have the opportunity with this to play one night and one the other if you want to. The coaches have confidence in both of them.
Yeah, but again, look, the defense hasn't always been what it should be in front of Ty. I think it's a fair point to make, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, Ty is again, it's not all of his doing, but Dylan is just performing right now.
3 to shoot. Jones will take it. The defense pops it sky high. It's a shot clock violation with 2:10 to go.
Every single game we lose and draw. This place is on their feet. Defense.
Go. Tyler Digby's 3rd on the night. And Vancouver within 1.
Good individual effort by Digby, and that's probably one that Dylan Ward wishes he had back. It did come through a little bit of traffic, but he's been reacting well to those and just didn't get the same jump on that one. As you see, it sneak into the net.
You know, speaking of the CFL, he was actually a 3rd-round pick in the CFL.
Play linebacker.
Guy's got some size.
He does. It's striking because he's so tall in net. He's not heavy. He's not wide, shall we say.
Talk about importance of face-offs. Well, here's an important face-off, and it's won by Bob Snyder. Reed swings far side. 100 seconds to go. Grant spinning in. Double teams comes from O'Doherty. 10 to shoot. Bounce past Westervelt. Now Sean Pollock tried to get it all the way across. 3 to shoot. Feed to Jones. And a shovel from him at 118. Is harmlessly in the corner.
Boy, Pollock put it right in the stick of Jones. I think it surprised everybody.
Richards goes halfway, but will stay.
He was ready to go. I don't know if he changed his mind or the coach did. The coach is now screaming at the referee.
Timeout.
He lost some valuable seconds there. I'm not sure either side's terribly pleased with the officiating tonight. And we've got everybody on their feet. Nobody's sitting down except us, and that's because we can't block the club level seats. If Darth stood up, nobody would be able to see the game.
So 63 seconds remaining. Lacrosse fans, hold your company gathering, a birthday party, or other special event with a group at an upcoming Mammoth game for special pricing. Call 303-405-1101 for group information, or visit tickethorse.com or coloradomammoth.com today.
Now, those guys have played some good defense tonight. You can see them in the big screen there in your wide-angle shot, but Orson, Capito, Ball, Coates has played well tonight. Good effort out of the defensive players.
Well, and here's where stats can be a little deceiving. Who has been the best offensive player overall for Vancouver tonight?
Well, it's been
Reese Dutch,
right? But
so Alex Geich has 8 points, a goal and 7 assists.
The Dutch?
Pretty much.
Plenty of them to Dutch? Well, I imagine if you're on Vancouver, it's pretty easy. If you need an assist, feed it to Dutch. There's now an empty net. Tyler Richards is off.
6 on 5. Grant comes on for an explanation. Surprised the officials let him do it. Bader harnessing the force once again up here in the box.
Just work that rebound the same way right to a Mammoth player.
Minute to go. Design play, Ratcliffe's shot. That cannot be. That can't be what they drew up in the huddle. I know I've been hard on Lewis Ratcliffe tonight, but that was a terrible shot.
Especially when you had the big logo of
Dylan Ward standing right in front of
just
you.
right there. I'm calling Cameron tonight. I got to get Dylan's name right because I have a feeling we'll be talking about him a lot.
McBride to Jones, 8 to shoot. Low shot, which Richards has. Under 30 to go, Richards will vacate the goal. It's a single possession here for Vancouver. Colorado by 1. Great to have you tuning in the U.S., Canada, and all of Asia. Dutch is open. Shot, save, Dylan Ward. What a save by the netminder. Coates can heave it to McBride. The game is over. Colorado victorious on Star Wars night. 9 second-half goals for the Mammoth. And Colorado evens its record at 1-1.
Tyler Richards chose to say something before the start of that quarter to the Mammoth bench.
He wasn't even going to go shake hands. Now he's coming back out for the line.
Yeah, you've got to do that. I understand you're frustrated. I understand it's not what you want to do, but you're going to be counted on this year. Got to show you can take the good time with the bad, shake the other team's hand.
15,101 here on Star Wars night. And boy, were they treated to one amazing lacrosse game. For those of you new to the sport, this is what you can expect. 1-goal games. Look, Vancouver had a chance, right? They had the ball, down by 1 with 25 seconds left. And the rookie goaltender came up huge.
Colorado may have found a new starting netminder. He wasn't drafted high to sit on the bench forever. He was brought in here to bring good competition. That's what he's done tonight. And we'll see how the competition between Ty Belanger and Dylan Ward moves forward. But he had some big saves at the end of the game. That wasn't a gimme win for Dylan Ward. And that last shot that he saved, they had popped a guy open in their extra man set, Josh.
Shaking of hands. Chris Hall, the head coach of Vancouver, as he always does, having a word for the officials. The Mammoth takes its celebration lap.
This has got to feel good for Colorado. This felt like a couple of years ago when they had it rolling at home, Josh. A lot of excitement and a key third quarter. Again, hats off to Sean Pollock for coming up with some key goals that got this crowd energized and his team energized again.
Drew Westerveld had a couple goals in the first 2 minutes and change, and then one in quarter number 4, 5 points for the first-year Mammoth player.
Don't worry about these shots from the side. This is the one you want to see if you're on SportsCenter, the slam dunk to cap off a great night.
Adam Jones, his rebound was collected as we go down to Harper Babin, who has Mr. Jones.
What happened to your team this week? Big win.
A few guys stepped up near the end. Dylan Ward, he's the MVP in my books. He made a lot of big saves at the end. And, the crowd was amazing. We love you guys. Sixth player on the floor at all times.
Definitely a team effort. You guys exploded here in the second half. Now you guys are going to be going on the road, 3 games. What's going to be your main focus until we meet you back here at Pepsi Center?
Games like this, when it's back and forth, it's a big team win. And, we're gonna celebrate tonight and get back at it during the week. And I think if we just do the little things right, we'll be all right.
All right, thank you so much, Jones. Go ahead and celebrate with your teammates. Let's hear it for one more time, Loud House.
Boy, that has to feel good for Colorado. Jones with 4 goals a week ago. He had 3 here this evening, but the play maybe no bigger than that of the 3rd overall pick, the goaltender. Dylan Ward will step aside. Post-game coverage right around the corner here on Altitude Sports. Colorado 13, Vancouver 12. By the result, Colorado by 1 over Vancouver, the final. Now they have to brave that cold weather and the snow that has piled up on their cars on Star Wars night. Andy, for me, Dylan Ward, wow. That's the word for it.
Yeah, he came in and he was huge. He just was so big for this team. Big saves at the end. Adam Jones mentioned it in his interview with Harper, and like I said, I expect that he'll get at least one start next week and maybe the new first netminder out.
Final stats from tonight's game. Loose balls favored Vancouver, but look at the face-offs, and that's a big difference. Colorado had lost 11 of 12 to this stealth squad, and Bob Snyder's face-offs in the second half were big.
And they led to the run we wanted to see out of the Mammoth. It's what they were missing last year. Hopefully they can build on that.
So the Mammoth evens its record at 1 apiece. Vancouver falls to 0-1. That power play did not come back to haunt Colorado.
No, but 11 lost loose balls. When you're winning faceoffs, you got to win the loose balls as well. You want to improve that stat next time out, too.
For Andy Lindahl, Harper Babin, Darth Vader in the booth, our entire production crew, I'm Josh Gross saying so long from Pepsi Center, where the Mammoth has defeated the Stealth by a final score of 13-12. Be sure and join us next Sunday, January 12th at 10 p.m. and midnight when the Colorado Mammoth heads north for a doubleheader against Calgary and Edmonton. The Dunk from Westerville. Tonight's telecast has been a production of Altitude Sports and Entertainment. Is a copyrighted telecast of the National Lacrosse League, which may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NLL. 13-12, Colorado beats Vancouver.